Motherfucker.
Hey, way to cuss there. You're like Luke. We're starting the broadcast off with belching and farting and cussing, and we wonder why people don't like us. Anyway, I'm sorry we're late. It was my fault, and Tracy's computer sucks, and Luke's got a silly hat. So we are rocking and rolling.
It's a fiesta, baby. I'm wearing my fiesta hat. First of all, I'd like to say that Marvel, the newest episode of What If, with
which is what?
T'Challa becoming Star-Lord. It's all
who's
it's
T'Challa?
Black Panther.
Black Panther becomes Star-Lord?
Yeah, it's What If is all like alternate universes, like how they branch off, and T'Challa becoming Star-Lord is maybe that single episode of anything Marvel has done, maybe one of the best things that they've done. Sounds
terrible.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing. And I even cried at the end when they dedicated the episode to Chadwick Boseman.
Now, there is a What If comic.
Yeah, it's based off
that is existing that I want, and it says, what if the Incredible Hulk was Rick James? And I want to get that. That's one of the ones. Oh, my computer's now doing all sorts of things. That's one of the ones.
Listening in. I didn't get a chance to meet Ewok, but hey, how you doing?
He hates you.
Good.
He was so thrilled that you weren't involved with that damn interview. He was like crying tears of joy.
Yeah, I was pretty thrilled too.
Now that's funny.
I mean, I hate me.
I was pretty. Oh, okay. Now we're rolling here. Well, we got people say they're going to come in and they're not coming in. What are we going to do? We're going to talk. Tracy, who's our guest today?
Unfortunately, we don't have a guest.
That's fine. We got plenty to talk about.
We had two guests.
I tried to find us a guest.
We had two. We had two guests. Two of the most fun shows we've ever had. We had Ewok, the masked pianist who played the piano, and the ghost would come out, afraid for her job, and that's why she didn't. That I'll tell you something. I don't think I'm just a real strong suspicion. I don't think that accent was real. It kind of went in from like a Slovenia to Russia to some sort of like Bond villain that kept slipping around. But I think she's from East Tennessee, so that kind of puts the whole thing. But anyway, Ewok was on firefighter and hero, and so what you got now? You got Stormbreaker.
Yeah.
So did you go to Toys R Us again or what?
No, I was allowed to spend money on Amazon, and well, you'd like another thing I bought though for the trucking gimbal. I got this fancy, super smooth tripod or bit that'll really help out with the trucking gimbal. So.
Well, let's. That looks good. Speaking of filming, there's a couple things we got to film. September 4th will be the last day of filming for WJHC. I sent Chip a lot of the information about our newest movie, which is a horror comedy based on Y2K. He absolutely loves it. He says, you guys know how to put together a trailer. He said the poster looks great. He can't wait to watch it. He can't wait to sell it. These are all good things. So got that today. And so we've been having hey, there's K-Rose. Hey, how you doing there, honey?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, what you doing there? Show me your boobs. Anyway, you don't like your girl? You don't like your friend's boobs, Tracy? What was that face?
That was because you were objectifying her.
How is that? If I was objectifying,
that's complimentary. That's he was complimenting.
Speaking of boobs,
he's really a saint.
What? Oh god!
What? Click her eye while she's puffing out the bong hit.
Good grief! Did you see that? I thought it was a walrus coming through there. I've never seen like two elongated white things. I thought you had bananas in your nose. That was a vape cloud.
That was a bad time to turn it on, Benny.
Right in the middle of a bong, ripping a bong.
It's a vape. Okay.
It's never too bad. It's never a bad time to turn it on if you catch my drift.
Well, yeah, but we don't have that.
All right, honey.
Do you want to hear a funny story?
No, I'm trying to communicate. We'll talk to a funny story in a second. So I was talking to Chip, the sales agent. He's excited about WJC. So we're going to film Davion September 4th. Honey, you got ants in your pants? What's going on over there?
My leg hurts. I hurt myself.
Okay. Well, don't do that. You need to call somebody before you do that again.
Wait till you get old.
Okay. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's fun. So we've notoriously said that we have trouble finding people of color that want to be in our movies because we're not cool enough to have friends who are minorities. But there is a New York Jet fan and a pro wrestler, and he's not really my friend, but I do know a couple guys. And he's an actor, and he's a good-looking guy. He's a Jets fan. I may even take him down to see the Jets take on Carolina in a couple of weeks. Who knows? But the good news is he has acting experience, Luke. Guess what the movie he was in? His first movie. Guess what movie he's in? This sounds like something you would write.
It's not that gay space pirates from 1993.
No, he's a young man.
Oh. Yeah, remember that do not what was it? 1993 Space Pirates movie? Don't
Yeah, if you Google something like 1992 black sci-fi movie, it's a ridiculous homosexual I don't know what it is. It's crazy. But anyway,
gay N-words from outer space.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well, this is why we don't have friends of color. So anyway, the guy was his debut was in the movie Scrotum, the second one. It's not called Scrotum 2. It's called Scrotum, the second one.
I actually think it'd be better if it was called Scrotum, the other one.
Then it would be about your dad.
It's in a jar.
Scrotum, the one that's left.
I still think that's a missed opportunity for my dad that he does not still have his other ball in a jar or something sitting around. I would have way too much fun with a jar with a nut in a jar. That would just
you would have a ball.
They don't let you bring home bits of you that they've removed.
Oh,
that's
I don't
a lie.
I asked for my appendix. They would let me.
Well, what would you do? God, you're weird.
Put it in a jar. I am weird.
Tracy has a whole jar of toenail clippings at her house.
What would you crochet like a little vest or something for your appendix?
For the
what
jar?
would you do?
Possibly.
God, no wonder they're smart.
Well, an appendix isn't something that a human being really has like a physical attachment to. You know, it's just in your body. The scrotum is outside of the body. So you kind of you've seen it, you've looked at it, you gagged at it, you shaved it, you know.
You did? How do you do that? How do you do? I'm scared to death to do that.
You've never shaved your nuts? What's wrong with you?
I'm not going to say that. There's a child present. I can't do that.
Brittany shaved her nuts before.
A child.
Well, you're young.
Okay.
Oh, yes. This whole line of dialogue is this. What's in the chat room right now? Somebody is asking about cysts. Oh, they shaved their cysts? No, that's not what they said. Oh, you asked for my cyst after testing. Nothing was left. Okay. Well, let's just quit talking.
Well, yeah, because a cyst is pus. You don't keep a cyst.
Well, I've got all the teeth that have been cracked out of my head from wrestling. Is that different?
No, I don't think so. I think those are trophies.
So what was the original thing? The ball. They don't let you keep the testicle.
I don't know if they would have or not. I mean, they might have.
You slip the orderly like $50. You got a testicle in a jar. That
ball's yours.
That's a JFG surprise.
You grease them palms and you'll get that nut.
That's what she said.
Words of wisdom from Luke.
Yeah, you can quote me on that.
He's rolling. He's got the little hat on. I love it.
The hat makes me funny.
You are funny tonight.
I think that's meant for dogs, though.
Oh shit!
Is that a dog sombrero?
No, it's for people.
Dogs? Headband.
It's a headband.
Vinny, you're gonna get this joke. You know, this tasted nothing like a hot dog and a handshake.
Wrestler joke.
Yeah.
We're alienating the women again.
Yes, we are.
But I do dig it. So Brittany, you just got done doing a 2-week theater run over in Tellico.
Sold out theater run.
I was coming to surprise you. I bought the last ticket on Sunday. Did you see this? Did you see the empty seat? Because that was me.
No, I didn't.
So they resold my seat and didn't give me a refund?
I'm not sure. I can't see through the spotlight. All I see are just a bunch of like blurry peach fuzzy people. So
I will have you know that Vinny can vouch for this, or maybe he can. But since I have Asperger's syndrome, I have a habit and a necessity to when there is when we're in a wrestling ring, I will literally know how many people are in the crowd within 3 minutes of the match starting.
Now, do
interesting.
you count it, or is it something you just guess, like Rain Man?
No, I count.
Okay. Do you do it by rows? Like there seems to be 8 people in this row. There's
No, I
5
just count
rows.
them. Just count them.
Okay.
Okay, so what about those games where they're like, guess how many marbles or chocolates or whatever is in this? Like, are you
No,
good
I
at
just
those?
eat. I eat all the jelly beans.
That's it. So
Yeah.
you can't like win us any money
No,
or anything.
That's
Okay.
also part of my mental disorder is that I cannot let jelly beans go uneaten.
Okay, that's great.
For Luke, after about 5 minutes, the answer is 0. So it's
Yeah.
he wins those pretty easy.
How many
I
jelly
win.
beans are in that jar? Well, there's none.
There's none now.
So we got a guest. I'm going to get a guest right now. But as we're talking here, Brittany, talk us to me a little bit about Sweet Surrender, and tell me about your role.
All right. So, Sweet Surrender is basically taking place in the 1950s. I can't remember already. Anyway.
It's about when your co-star was born, right?
Yeah, she has a love
Yes.
interest that's like 99.
Shut up. No, my love interest was, yes, definitely quite older than me. Shut up, Luke. I'm telling a story here. So the play was really funny. Not that you guys will ever know, because you weren't there. And
I tried.
I know.
We astral projected. We were there.
Yes,
That's right.
okay.
We remote viewed
You were
it.
there in spirit. But I was the secretary of one of the divas. Basically, they both end up in the same suite, and we all think they're going to kill each other. I won't spoil it in case you guys ever watch it. I'm sure you won't, but...
Never heard it. Was it ever on Broadway?
No, it's not on Broadway. It's actually a kind of well-known theater play in community theater.
Well, some dude on Crackdown on Broadway in 5th was reenacting it. I saw that.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Now, I've talked to you before. You look very cute with your little wig, and you look like you're about 50. You look like maybe from Arrested Development when she was pretending to be in the retirement center.
You look like
Don't say it.
Mama from Mama's Family. It was.
What is that? I don't want to know.
Did you get to keep the wig?
No, I didn't want to keep that wig.
I love the hairstyle.
Well,
But stole it.
It did age you quite a bit. I thought they did a good job. But I don't know if you saw her love interest that she had to kiss several times over the last.
He did. I sent you
her,
both. Yes.
And make her young husband jealous as hell. But he looks just like Leonard Maltin from Inside the Actor Studio.
Nobody knows who Leonard
Inside
Maltin is.
Yes, they do. Anybody ever saw Inside the Actors Studio? The frustrated guy who never was an actor, but he would always he'd look at Matt Damon and be like, brilliant, impeccable, Goodwill Hunting.
What made you want to write with your partner, Ben?
Right. It's like, what made you want to be in Clerks 2? Gripping, horrifying. I was on the edge of my seat. That's what he looked like. If you went to heaven today, what would God say about Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back? Or The Bourne Identity? Matt Damon would be like, Anyway, that's who your guy looked like. So
37 dicks.
Where are you recounting your college days? What are you doing?
Yeah.
Tracy, you look sad. What are you doing? You got a temperature? What's going on there?
No, I'm kind of frustrated. One,
Why?
I have an echo, and it's throwing me off. And 2, you knew that I reached out to a very high level person, and
You're still going on about this.
Come on our show, and then you're all like dicks and farts and.
Well, you're still going on about this.
Listen, I talked to you. I talked to somebody today about you at work or at lunch today.
What?
Yes. Who is this guy? Sam Heughan? Is that his name?
Sam Heughan?
Yeah.
I totally called his agent. Brittany.
Do you understand something?
I called Sam Heughan's agent and asked if he would appear on our podcast and sent them the link to this podcast.
Yeah.
I can't
And
imagine. Do
what
you know who he
happened?
is, Brittany?
I missed it. No.
Okay.
Oh,
I didn't
no.
think
He's
you
the
would.
guy who stars in Outlander.
Okay.
Yeah, he was Connor McLeod in Outlander.
I haven't
He,
seen Outlander.
If anybody that watches Outlander, it's female porn. It's soft
No,
porn
it's
for
not.
girls. Absolutely.
Have you even watched the show? You don't even have any idea.
Estrogen was pouring out of the damn television into my floorboards. I had to get a mop to get the estrogen out. It was a woman, and she's happily married, and she transports off into a mystical land, and then she has another lover, and there's two.
She
I
wasn't
don't know what to
happily
do.
married.
Okay. Well, then
Obviously.
she's
And
like
then,
banging every dude in the
She
Middle
couldn't
Ages.
get back.
Who
she's
is
actually
this
her
guy?
own grandmother.
Can
It's
you imagine?
weird.
Can you imagine if you hit the moon with a rubber band, and we get Sam here, which is a soft name, man.
Oh,
So if we get this guy, what am I and Luke going to talk to this guy about? I don't know.
like a whole huge list
If
of
you ever
questions.
went to heaven,
You're gonna let me and
Which-
Tracy talk. That's
Yeah,
what you're
if
gonna
me
do.
and Tracy and shit, balls, Batman. God dang it.
I can't
Brittany
believe you're cussing
and me
so much in
and
front
Amber
of Sam.
will want to talk to her, and every other woman in Big and
Yes.
Funky will be like, "Yes,
but this is
talk
the
to
Big
us,
and
tell us
Funky.
all
You know
about
who
the
Big
things,"
and Funky are? Do you know
Luke,
who? Do you know who
don't-
the Big
don't-
and Funky are? In
don't-
I
Big
know.
and-
Obviously.
No, look.
You
Luke,
know how
let's
many
just think about
eyeballs would
this.
be on this show?
Yeah.
Look, let's
Do
just think
you
about
have
this.
any idea how many eyeballs would be on this show
Let's
if
just
we had
think
him on
about
the
this. This is what I would do, brother. I'd put myself on mute and read a book. I'd read the Anthony Bourdain book that I'm reading right now. And these girls can go crazy. I think it would be a hilarious aside. The fact that this guy, I appreciate Tracy's enthusiasm, but to think this guy is going to reach out to a show that gets maybe 250 viewers.
Okay. And I want to explain to you who we are. Now, the higher level of a celebrity that we've interacted with, the more stupid shit we've done. Like we were, said we've told the Ted DiBiase story of how we chased him out of insulted him out of a building.
Don't piss off the dollar man.
I crop dusted the big boss, or not the big boss man. What was it? The Hakeem, the American Dream, and Road Warrior Animal. I went over and gave Tyler Maine some shit while he was sitting there kissing Terry Funk's ass. It just the higher celebrity status you have, the more shit we're gonna get.
I went in and gave Al Snow.
That's
I pretended
right,
I didn't know anything about pro wrestling, and
at
I
a
told him I
wrestling
was
show that he wrestled at.
No, it's actually a convention. There was 3 people in the room and 2 fans, 2 marks. Me and Al Snow, and I kept messing up what kayfabe meant, what Carney meant. I kept asking all sorts of crazy stuff. I just liked, and I followed him into the bathroom. He was so irritated at me that he went to the John, and when he took a dump, he just let it all get so loud to get me away from him. And I was still banging on the door, asking him questions that I already knew the answer to. But anyway, I'm surprised he didn't punch me. I pissed him off though. Brittany, what are you doing there, honey? You trying to give us
unplugged my mic on accident. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. How's your husband doing?
He's fine.
Is he out there? Is he bench pressing anything? How much that guy bench press?
Brett, how much do you bench press? Brett, how much do you bench press?
What kind of lawnmower does he have?
What can you do with that lawnmower?
Nothing.
Now we've got a lot to talk.
Stop.
Okay, we got a lot to talk about. All right, what do you have? DTs or what? You having
I have a funny story.
Who doesn't?
Well, I've got somebody. I've got a guest here. Last minute guest.
Really?
Since you can't do your job, and you're asking like Ric Flair and Joe Namath and Flash Gordon.
Next week,
And
Keanu
Sam-
Reeves.
So, yeah, you're trying.
I will honestly reach out to him.
Who?
The man who once
Keanu
called
Reeves.
Sting.
Keanu Reeves.
I
What am I going to talk to Keanu Reeves about?
I won't reach out to everyone.
I know what I'll say to Keanu Reeves. You're a terrible actor. I'm a terrible actor. How do I?
Let's hang out, buddy.
How do we? You're famous because you don't touch women on the hips. I dig it. So anyway, what's the deal with him and Brandon Fraser right now? Anyway, why is he back? Everybody's sympathetic towards Brandon Fraser. Like Travis says, why?
He was
Dude, Brendan Fraser got
assaulted.
Yeah, he got raped by a dude in Hollywood.
I don't know if it was that bad, like rape. But I'm not saying it's not all bad, but
I think he fondled his ding dong or something like that.
Yeah, I think he was groped. which
What?
is very
And that,
humiliating for a man.
and then his right after that, his wife sued him for divorce and tried to take like 80% of his earnings.
Stop. So he got molested by an agent, Harvey Weinstein, or who?
A fan, maybe?
It was a Harvey.
No,
No, it was a Harvey Weinstein
it was
party.
a Grand High.
What did you say, Tracy?
It was one of the people like up in one of the studios, I think.
Yeah, it was Harvey Weinstein level stuff.
Yeah.
Mikey, why do you keep throwing things at me?
So, and then
It was terrible.
he's sick, right? There's something wrong with him. He's got cancer or something. He hurt his back. He hurt his back doing the mummy.
Yeah.
And he got huge because he can't work out, and he's losing his hair, which it's all these things. I mean, we're sympathetic to him, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude.
Yeah, he seems like
Well,
a nice guy.
he reminds me of Val Kilmer. What's funny, my next guest actually got me to watch the Val Kilmer. And so our next guest is a pro wrestler.
Is that their claim to fame? They got Vinny Vineyard to watch Val Kilmer.
It's called a Segway.
Oh.
How much is a Segway? About 5 pounds. So anyway, hey, Sean Heughan, that's for you. What's the guy's name?
Sam
Sam
Heughan.
Heughan. Look at this. Now, Sam, if your agent's still watching, please look at Tracy Tisdale's face over here. How it
Watch as I
lights
get more
up.
wrinkles.
Look at it. It's like it looks. She's got like she smeared the Vaseline on the camera to make
It's
herself look
glowing.
pretty. To get rid of she has a glow. Every time we talk about Sam here,
You made her leave.
now she's leaving.
Yes, this is.
You're an asshole.
Now she's gone.
My lenses look gross.
She's
This
even
is-
wearing a stuffed bra for you, Sam here.
I am not. I don't know.
Sam here. What is rude? I wear a stuffed bra sometimes.
Well, I was about to say you look like you're wearing one too, but
Oh, well, goodbye, Brittany. We'll see you in the next group of movies we don't produce with you. No, I'm just kidding.
hey. You can take it.
What is this here? I'm going to add this real quick. What is that? You've got two.
Her cat
I didn't know
was
which one was gonna be better.
Oh,
You just wanted to you just pulling out all the stops. You got two damn cameras
the
on
All
the
Tracy
podcast
show all
the
the
first one. Yes,
for
that
Sam
one's funny.
Heughan. I don't know which one I look better. Should I be next to the skinny bone guy? All right.
Billy.
Well, Sam, like my profile. Or...
Our guest has been patiently waiting, but we want to talk
Hello,
real
guest.
quick about something, real quick. And I'm sorry to our guest, but Luke, we wanted to talk for some reason about Netflix.
Well,
and what happened.
we always say the failed Netflix show, but we've never actually explained the hilarity and oddity and just politics that went into why that show what that show started as, what it turned into, and why it failed.
I'm gonna let you tell a story. I want to preface it with I'm reading Anthony Bourdain's books. I don't know. I can't sleep. I've been reading Anthony Bourdain's books. Hey, Joan, how you doing? And he talks about even when he's got one of the most successful reality shows of all time. He travels the world. Everybody loves him. He's committed suicide now. It's heartbreaking. But at one time, I mean, he was the coolest white man in the world. And so, he was a fucking rock and roller. Everybody, he went all over the world. People adored him. And, he went places and people prepared the best food in the world for this guy. So he even says in the beginning days of his, television career, that it was whether he's telling this story, it sounded like what me and Luke have heard 5 times already with networks about how somebody comes in and this great show is too expensive and they change it and they change it again and the fucking network changes. And so it'll tie into our guest that we have in here in a minute. But tell them the story about this Netflix show.
Okay, so we met this guy, and I can't remember his name, but
Paul
he
Francis.
he was pretty big in the prop making world. Like he's made props for everything, and he's got a warehouse out in Tennessee somewhere, just
Andrew?
full of millions of dollars of just props that he's made and he's collected and for movie sets and everything. I mean, if there's a movie, he's probably made a prop for it. But
his first movie was Bicentennial Man, to give you an idea. Like he did a lot of the robot modeling and stuff.
And he did Terminators and John Wick and a lot, But anyway, so this guy has some rub, and he came to us, met us, liked us, and had wanted us to like come up with an idea to pitch to Netflix. And he knew Netflix, and so we came up with this idea that we were going to do kind of like a Storage Wars type deal, where somebody would call us, a celebrity or somebody. We were going to use my friend Jason Marsden, who was Thackeray Binks in he was the voice of Thackeray Binks in Hocus Pocus. And he's done a million other things. But what we're going to do is like, he's going to call us, and we're going to try to track down the animatronic of Thackeray Binks, which we actually know where it's at. It's in Atlanta. And, the whole thing would be set up. But things like that, and also just weird Hollywood props and haunted artifacts that people wanted to track down.
Because we had Wrestling with Ghosts. We were going to be the ones, and wrestlers. We were going to do wrestling memorabilia, haunted artifacts. There was also a guy who was an outlaw biker.
Let's not talk about that guy.
Well, anyway, that guy, we don't have to talk about who he is, but he because he didn't want to do the show because he was afraid for his life, but he was going to do oddities and two-headed bats and babies in jars, and that was kind of the idea. What in the world was that?
A cat just tried to jump up onto a shelf that has no room to be
cats. On. In the world, I'd have a heart attack every day.
So we get that was the idea. We were going to do that. That sounds awesome. We had celebrities. We were going to go. We could go anywhere with this, and so we pitched it into Netflix. They loved the idea, and they got the guy who created Storage Wars, the guy that created Pawn Stars. They got him to executive produce it. He even came out and met with us. Now, when he came out and met with us, there was, and he goes, okay, what the idea is now, what we've taken this is it's going to be 9 different teams, and you're going to listen to a swap shop radio show out of Johnson City, Tennessee, and you're going to wait for things that are cool that we'll plant in there.
You got to describe to people who are not 50 like us what a swap shop radio show is.
A swap shop radio show is like these little tiny radio stations around the South have a show on like Saturday at noon called Swap Shop, where somebody calls and is like, "Oh, my chicken laid a couple extra eggs, and if anybody wants to buy 2 dozen eggs, I'll get rid of them for about $10." That's the show.
It was precursor to Craigslist and eBay is what this was.
So they wanted us, they were going to plant callers and plant items in here. And 9 different teams were going to try to get the items. Like one guy collected baseball hats. Another team, entire team collected old Levi pants. And that's what they pitched us. And we were like, It went from going to see celebrities and doing oddities and memorabilia and getting people that we knew and fake knew, because Paul Francis has a lot of connections too, getting them these cool items that they wanted, and the tracking this down to pitching a show where 9 teams in East Tennessee are sitting around a radio at noon on Saturday, and our livelihoods depend on a guy going, "Well, I got a Schifferow from 1932 we're getting rid of," and then we're sitting there going, "Oh my God, we got to get in the truck and go down and get this Schifferow and turn around. And we got to beat this other team that wants the Schifferow." And it's just, but it turned into that. And as soon as that meeting was over, we all just kind of looked at each other like, no. But we decided, we're like, all right, we're going to do it just so, because it'll get our faces onto Netflix. It'll make connections. It'll open the door, and it'll shine a light onto people. Might be like, hey, those guys are actually kind of funny. Who are they? And then they see that we do Wrestling with Ghosts and movies and everything. So that's the only reason we're going to do it. And
the money sucked.
The money was not even worth it. But then right at the same time, COVID hit. And so they were going to put a pause on it. And Vinny online said something centrist, not even libertarian, not even And that was another thing. We had to scrub our Facebook pages for anything political we said over the since we started Facebook. We had to scrub it.
Hey, and I want to tell you this too. There's a lot of people who are mad at me because they think I've unfriended them on Facebook. It's all going back to this Netflix show. I got rid of this because there's tons of me being political, especially when me and Tracy ran for governor. Yeah. And so I went and I created a new Facebook. I created a new Facebook, and then that sucked. And I went back to the other one, and I lost so many people. And people are still to this day cold to me because they think I big shot at them myself.
But so Vinny said something, very centrist, very commonsensical. It wasn't even anything that I wouldn't think anybody would take offense to. And so you're thinking this is going where Netflix was like, nope, no, Paul Francis, you liberal son of a bitch, and then he blocked all of us.
Didn't have every single one of us. Didn't have the Bobalones to say, kiss my ass, let's talk about this. Can we still be friends? We were up there, we ate out. And I'll tell you something, man. The way he treated that pizza server the time that we went and ate pizza, I knew something was up. He was an asshole. Yeah. So he's up there by himself.
But it was weird thing. He was like he almost was the fourth musketeer for Big and Funky. He almost was at that level. He was a really nice guy, but then he would also
he was dark.
He tried a few. There's been people that we've lost along the way on purpose. Very few, but there has been where they try to fit in by insulting one of us too much. And the dude would make a Vinny is short joke every 3 minutes. And it was to the point where I was like, man.
Well, it's like me and Luke can pick on Travis. But this guy was railroading him, it was like, and it was like a prison yard thing. I'm 5'10". That may be short. He was tall.
Yeah, he was about 6'4".
Yeah, he's a tall guy. But anyway, so that was what happened. If you guys if you heard about us talking, that's why we decided let's make our own damn movie. Things are going great. We've got Wrestling with Ghosts on Asai TV. Asai TV? Who the hell is this? Brandon,
man, I'm live. It was
Brandon Bishop.
TV, the owner, the operator, the smooth operator, the guy who was sitting there with his nipples out for a while while we were talking.
The guy that if he didn't live 1,500 miles away would be big and fun. Would be one of us. He'd be one of the musketeers.
I'd be the medium guy.
Yeah, how tall are you? Are you taller than me?
6'1". Is that?
Yeah, he's taller than you and Travis.
I'm the short guy.
Average and medium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But how you doing, right? You're a little back in the mix. Can you turn up your gain on your mic, Brandon? Double B.
I think this is ask me to figure this stuff out right now.
While he's trying to figure that out,
no, you're going bald.
I want to put something over that I watched yesterday. Brandon Bishop did a documentary with Mike Bennett, who is married to Maria Kanellis from the WWE. And there you go. He did a documentary. It's about 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and about Mike Bennett going on right after getting fired from the WWE, going on a indie tour for 10 days. And it was freaking fantastic. And it was very positive. He wrestled in front of, his first crowd was a pretty good crowd. Second crowd was 4 people in the whole place. And the building was ice cold. And Mike was still just, I'm stoked to be here, man. I'm doing this. This is the old school. This is what it used to be like. I miss this.
What's his gimmick name? It's not ringing a bell.
It's Mike Bennett. He looks like a small Cesaro.
Okay. I know that. And then he's married to that hot chick. She's got a bigger rub than he does, right?
Well, yeah. She was a bigger star, but when they met, she's a pretty big star when they met. So
right on.
I mean, he seems like a cool guy, real down to earth. But Brandon, good job on that documentary. That thing was amazing, and it kept me interested the whole time.
Let me tell you something too about Brandon. I'm gonna piggyback on Luke. This is the hardest working. I used to call myself the hardest working man in show business. This motherfucker here. Look at me, Brandon. Look at me. Look at me, honey. You're the hardest working motherfucking guy. This guy shoots not only one show, and not only does he star in the shows, not only does he edit the shows, not only does he write the shows, he has 30 shows on his own network that he shoots, narrates, plans, writes. He gets other people to star in some of them, most
on
of them,
his own network.
on his own network, and he edits the shit on top of it.
Dude, the
And he's been
editing.
doing it. Yeah, the editing is the son of. It's one thing to travel around and do that kind of stuff. This
Well-
mother effer, I'll see him on Facebook Live driving into the sun, going through the desert in a shaky van, and he's like, "I've been driving for 16 hours to shoot somebody." The Cat Chateau girls like all take turns pissing in the cat box or something. I don't know what they're doing up there, but
They've been since canceled.
dude, did you
Not by-
cancel them?
They were doing bad things.
You mean
Go online
canceled?
and
Like
go online and look up the Catgirl Manor, and then
What were they
did.
doing?
I'm like, what am I? And then
What
I
were they
couldn't get
doing?
hold of them,
Please
so-
spill the dirt. Brittany does it. She looks like a little kid, but she's not. Spill what they're doing.
Oh, okay. I'm just
You're
here
not-
for the
you're not
cats,
old enough
by
to
the
do
way.
that.
Where's all the cats?
Yes,
at?
I am,
saw
Vinny.
cats.
there's cats everywhere. In
I
fact,
got
on
a
my hay
cat sitting on the
fever,
couch back here. There she, can you see
were
her?
they burying their
Marcy.
own shit in
There
the
she is.
backyard? That's what I want to know. Were the,
No, the
were the
Catgirl Manor. We had really good plans. There's one of those things I talked about it on my podcast last night, where we were going to do endless amounts of stuff, and getting in touch with them was. I'm working with some household names now. I'm lucky enough to do that, and I can call them anytime and they answer the damn phone. These girls that live like in a house that dress like cats, 20 minutes away from me. You couldn't get in touch with them to schedule anything. So we had 2 episodes in 2.5 years, and then they had some like assault charges and sexual assault charges against them. And I'm like, this is not even
sexual assault charges against the cat women?
Yeah,
Was it
or
Batman?
People that were with them. It's not even worth the time. So goodbye.
Hey, I gotta tell you, my favorite show outside of Wrestling with Ghosts and Hex Horror Show is
like
New York
Hex Horror
Ham.
Show?
New York Ham is that show is that guy just seems like the most likable dude on the planet.
Eddie is if you guys were in a vicinity, much like if we were in a vicinity, you guys and Eddie would get along like it would make no sense how good you guys would get along. It would be annoying how good you guys would get along. It'd be awful. I would hate to be around you guys because I'd just be jealous of everything. No, he's great. He's the best personality that you can ask for. He's funny as hell, like the funniest guy. If you ever listen to Ham Radio, it's his radio show. I think it's on Monday nights. Unbelievable talent, and we're lucky to have him. COVID has kept us from going to New York for the last year, so we're going to be up
Well,
there
I
in the
think
next months.
if you need somebody extra to go with you to record that, I think Tracy is your person because like if Tracy would have went on the New York Ham when he went to the Dick Cake place.
Oh, New York penis cakes. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, New York.
What?
It's every bit as it sounds. This chick made penis cakes, and you would have died laughing, and been
Very
the
likely.
perfect person to like be behind the camera. Just
Well,
Hey,
you know
Brandon,
Heather, right? You all
Brandon,
know Heather.
Tracy, show him your crochet dick.
I hope it's not a real.
yes, we all know Heather a little bit too
Yeah,
well
Heather
at
was
this
there
point.
with us when we were filming that, and she couldn't. Like, if you listen closely, you can hear her laughing in the background. It's
That's Heather.
just that robust Eddie and Hope, who owns the penis cakes place. Them together, that's perfect.
Oh my.
There's actually marbles in the testicles.
You guys,
She
And
even
all
I would like
stuffed
to-
with
now,
grocery
if-
bags.
She even crocheted me this hat.
It's a nipple.
That's
So
great.
so
love
she
talented people.
crochets a lot of weird stuff. Now I
Do
just
you,
want
think
to
you could
say,
put do you think you could put a foreskin on that so we can keep stuff in there?
I mean, I probably could.
Brittany looks
Now,
like
Snacks for later.
Not on
If-
this one, but
if
Oh, okay.
Sam Heughan's agent is still watching, there was a crocheted nipple, tit, and a crocheted cock. And tell Sam.
and there's a modesty pouch that I'm attempting to make, and I haven't determined
Dude,
the
whose junk is
ideal
going in
closure.
that?
I got huge
Vinny's,
balls.
because I don't want to see it.
Yeah,
Too
but that
bad.
thing,
You're in
that
the
thing
movie.
could fit 6 of Vinny's balls in. What are you
It's
doing?
supposed to fit everything and make it. You're supposed to obscure the
Are we?
size and.
I appreciate
Shape,
I appreciate the faith in that. I could put 2 lunches
It's a
in
ball
there.
bag.
Yeah.
You can keep your lunch in it.
All 3 of the men in here could
All
put
your
their
dice.
junk in there, and Brittany could just like hang out the outside and be like, hey, there's a bunch of dicks in this place.
Let's
that
try
thing
it.
is huge.
It's
Let's
a whole
try
bag
that.
of dicks.
Hey, that's what your mom is always stuffing up her ass.
What the fuck, Vinny?
What?
Jesus Christ.
She finds a bag of dicks at the bus stations, what I heard. Not your mom, Tracy. The royal mom. All of our mothers. Not
the
that
mom.
Who's that?
But your mom too.
Who's the puppet?
What puppet?
The puppet I just saw.
That was Brandon Jr.
That was my little fun bag.
He's going through puberty now. He looks a little different.
Now I'm really bored today. I know you're putting me over as a hard worker, but I have no. I just had a road trip get canceled because of the stuff, and I'm
coronavirus.
Yeah.
Oh, now who cancels it? You're the man.
It's a Florida thing. We're supposed to be actually it'll be next month that we're going to be wrestling alligators and hanging out with dolphins and manatees and doing stuff with Eva Lise, and then we're doing a new show with Chelsea Green, who's another popular pro wrestler. I get to hang out with Chelsea Green in a bikini on beaches everywhere. This is gonna suck. I mean, it's gonna.
So your station's going pretty much all pro wrestlers. When is Tony Khan or Peacock going to buy you out?
I'm waiting for that. I really am. I just, man, I tell you what, it's hearing what you guys went through on Netflix and all that stuff. It's really weird for me in my position because I basically own an independent Netflix. Yeah. And hearing all the stuff that and I don't even think it was Netflix that put you through that. It was probably a production company, right?
No, it was Netflix. It was
really?
the producer. The producer, I can't remember the guy's name. He's a really good guy. I called him like New York Vinny, or it was like Vinny if Vinny was born with a silver spoon. But he created Storage Wars. He created Pawn Stars. I mean, this was a big time guy that worked for Netflix.
It was a production. The thing that we dealt with anyway. It doesn't matter, but it was Hit and Run Productions. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm so happy to be an alternative, and I'm with all these big names that we're working with. Our name is getting out there. The stuff that we did with Stephen Piercy from Rat really put us on the map.
Yeah.
As far as subscribers, it's the best thing we've ever done by 100 times.
You did a Go There Eat That in Gatlinburg, and that's got a lot of views.
That's got a lot of views on YouTube. For some reason, I've never promoted it once.
I work at that. I manage at that restaurant now that we filmed it at, and I had people come in there and talk about that episode.
That's so weird because it's got like 40,000 or what is it, 25, 40,000? I don't remember. But it's got a lot. And everything else on that channel, all the stuff I did with the Funko Pops back in the day, all the stuff I did with the with my son, the little top 5 goofy things that we were doing. It was all just meant to be fun. And all of that has like 5 likes, maybe 10 top, maybe 30 at tops. And then this one episode that's in the middle of all of it has
it's Gatlinburg, man. People in the South and the Midwest love this dump, man. They won't stop coming here. It's like we're giving away free crocheted penises and ball bags or whatever.
We don't even judge how good our stuff is anymore by thumbs up and 5 stars. It's the thumbs down. If we get 12 thumbs down, then we know people have watched it.
Oh, you talking about Gatlinburg or our stuff?
Our stuff.
We have enough haters like as soon as this thing broadcasts to YouTube, we'll get 3 thumbs down immediately. It's the same.
We'll get thumbs down before it even on the preview.
What is some of the hate mail that you guys get? I'm dying to know because
nobody has the balls to do it
do.
with their name.
Well, what I'm saying is with the Piercy thing, we got hundreds of new subscribers, and I'd say a third of them probably canceled because they wanted to watch the Piercy thing, and then they're out. And I get that. It happens. People get Netflix and they watch Stranger Things, and then when that's over, they cancel Netflix. I understand that. It's their right to do so. I still hate every single one of them with a mere passion. But I get a notification every time I get a new subscriber or somebody cancels. So every time it goes bloop, I'm like, oh, we got you motherfucker. And I'm just like, son of a bitch.
Well, our haters are weird. They are like, I can't believe this low budget indie movie is low budget and indie.
Or
it's like a woman today.
there'll be a bad review. There'll be a bad review that says this movie has no plot, and then the other one would be like, "There's too much going on. I don't understand this movie," which means it has too much plot. So you just can't please all of these.
It's like this
Here's
woman
what I
today.
get a lot lately. Here's what I get a lot. I get trying to find this email actually. Anyway, it was a guy who's like, I haven't gotten any confirmation that I've canceled my account. I'm starting to think this is a scam, or this business is a scam. I said, well, you paid for the month, so it cancels at the end of the month. That's just how it is. And I said, and no scams here, but thank you for the kind words.
$2.99. I got you.
It's $5, but even then, if I'm going to scam somebody, it's going to be for a hell of a lot more than that. But I said, and then at the bottom of all of my emails, it says, thank you for supporting small business. And he's like, you don't have to be smarky little asshole about it. I'm like, what are you talking about? Thank you for that. I'm like, dude, that goes to every email I ever send out. It just says, thank you for supporting small business.
Have a nice day. You don't have to be a cunt.
Like, obviously you feel bad about, canceling. So whatever. So I blocked him and he's not allowed to watch anything anymore. But I just got off the phone with Dee Snider from Twisted Sister. And
I've met him a few times. He's a kook.
I freaking love him. I don't care if he's a kook. I hope he's a kook.
No, I mean in a good way. I'm not saying a bad way.
We may be doing stuff with him. His manager's also got other acts, and like I said, the Chelsea Green thing, the Eric Stohansky from Super Troopers,
Broken Lizard.
There's another Tracy now. Yeah, so we got a lot of different people that are. I mean, everybody that we work with now was once a potential, so we got a lot of potentials now.
Yeah.
And more Wrestling with Ghosts. And more Tracy. Lots more Tracy.
Well, that's the other thing is last night I finished editing. I found out that the I Had a Dream speech is copywritten, which you would think it would be since it's like one of the best things of all time in American history.
That'd be fair use, public.
Yes. Now the song We Will Overcome, or We Shall Overcome, that is public domain. That went to court. They wanted it to be public domain so people could sing it without having to pay somebody. But if you try to do the speech like we did Brushy Mountain. Tracy was there, and I made out with a girl in James Earl Ray's jail cell, which was awesome. And while we were doing the investigation, we played the I Had a Dream speech in the jail cell of James Earl Ray. Absolutely insane. There was one part when it was crescendoing. You know how in a speech he's talking about and white boys and black boys holding hands and looking at each other and with love in their eyes or whatever he says, and it goes and it starts
Giving
to
each other
build.
back rubs in the shower.
They walk on the beach barefoot or whatever he says.
Step on piss clams.
Rub sand on their ass neck. Anyway, so they get up to the it's like free at last, free at last. You hear this almost demonic noise that goes, no, that is just shooting out of this jail. And you're like, what in the world? It was almost like a girl's voice too. And so that's going to be re-edited and sent to you, Brandon, because I don't want you to be sued. The estate of MLK will sue us over that. But
hey, we fall under the same rules as YouTube does. So if it's acceptable on YouTube, it's acceptable for us.
How do you manage that?
It's with all streaming stuff. I think Netflix has gone into a higher pay grade than that, but yeah. So if we've only been asked one time in 7 years to take something down, and legally we had a year to do it, and it's something I didn't really want on the network anyway. So I was like, okay.
Season 1 of Wrestling with Ghosts.
Yeah,
Was it
season 1 of everything? I was thinking when I start filming a show with them, the first is going to be the worst. So from here on out, it's going to be
our dickhead called you and tried to cancel the show. I remember that.
Oh, did he? Oh,
yeah, you remember. Whatever that butt nut. Yeah, I think it's some asshole. I think his name was Sam Heughan.
He called and tried to reason with me and do a show of his own, I think. That's what it was so long ago, but we had bigger problems at that point.
Yes, he's a pedophile. That's
speaking of the song "We Shall Overcome." I've seen that sung recently at those weird Texas Democrats that ran out of Texas went and did a press conference, and they started singing that song. The time for singing that song has passed. Don't.
No, I think it's still you still need to use that song, but it doesn't.
If you watch these Texas people singing it, it was just the most awkward, stupid. It was just terrible.
It means a lot to that community. It means a lot to America, and just because somebody tries to politicize it doesn't mean it ruins the song. It's just those guys are a bunch of chodes for trying to use it for political purposes, man. I mean, you can't politicize a song like that. That thing's like a hymn, you know. I think it is a hymn. Is it a hymn, Tracy? Yeah, it is a hymn. It's a church hymn. Amy Zion type jive.
Isn't it like Jesus, hallelujah, we shall overcome, or something like that?
I think one of the verses it doesn't really smack the pulpit too much. You know, it is more of a social song, but there is some. It starts to get a little spiritual there at the end there.
I thought that was a Joni Mitchell song. I don't know why I thought that. But.
Pete Seeger. Now, what does it? Pete Seeger did it like crazy, and I'm sitting there last night actually re-editing this episode. I'm like, I don't want Pete Seeger singing this song. I want black folks singing this song. And he's like, there's like 3 black guys, and Pete Seeger's white face going, I'm singing too. I'm like, I don't want you in this. I'll listen to something else. You're a good folk singer. I don't want you fingerprints all over this.
Pat Boone singing Enter Sandman. Just stop it. Just
dude,
why are you doing that?
I remember when that came out. Do you remember that when that came out, Brandon?
So good.
That was like do you remember that came out at the time? And these girls won't remember this, but do you remember the time like back in the 90s where everybody got really fucking overexcited about those Monk CDs? Like those guys
I remember that.
Chant. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom was super into it.
I know what your mom's into.
I saw her
on the bus station.
Boop, 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 boop.
You know, she was watching the show, and then you made that comment, and she's texted me and was like, I made it all the way to that, and then I thought they were doing better, but they're not.
No,
you're lying.
Hey,
you're lying. You are
optimism. Tell your mom's optimism to just empty the whole glass because we are not getting better.
Loves us, and you're lying. You're Robert Dursting.
I will send you a screenshot.
You're going to manifest that. Your mom loves us, and she also likes going.
You guys are banned from talking about my mom. Just so you know.
We are.
Oh, wait a minute, yes. Luke. Have you checked out Brittany's mom?
Will you shut up? Man. No.
Brittany's mom's got it going on.
If she sees this video, you're all dead.
Hey, what? Because she's hot? She can't stop what the Lord gave her.
I'm not threatening you. I'm not going to prison over this, but somebody will.
They can bring it. What? Who's going to get mad?
Who do you think?
I don't
Maybe
know.
her husband or my dad or anyone.
Because your mom is an attractive woman?
No, because you guys are hitting on her.
I'm not hitting on her.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are.
I don't know.
I'm going to put my phone number in the chat, and if she wants to text me later, she can.
You guys both commented on the picture of her that she can see.
Okay.
Embarrass the hell out of me.
All right. This is the only reason I commented on that. Now she's okay looking or whatever, but I know it busts your balls, and that's the only reason I did it. Is I like goading you because I know what it's like because I have lady friends like this. When there's a girl who's attractive and her mom is very attractive too, and people go, "Are you sisters?" The mom loves it, the daughter hates it.
Yeah,
and
that's my mom.
I know.
I know. Okay. I'll make the disclaimer right now.
Please do.
Dear everybody's mom. Me and Funkmaster V and probably Brandon Bishop come from a land where we do a thing called talking shit. And talking shit has no, like when I talk about, like I say, hey, your mom's this or that. There is a metaphorical mom. There's not a real mom. It's an allegory. And if we screwing with, if we're jokingly flirting with your mom, married.
Okay. First of all, I just want to say, shit. I'm not going to put you on Front Street, but I will say this. This is my message to the mothers, and another mother is on here. This is another mother. Lisa is another mother that is somebody I flirt with all the time. But this is to all the mothers out there. When you go to the Greyhound bus station in Knoxville, and you find a trash bag full of penises, stop. shoving them up your asshole. You don't know where they've been, and no matter how good it feels, put the bag of dicks back in the trash. They were thrown away for a reason.
That's solid advice, Benny.
There may be fecal matter. There may be hypodermic needles. You have no idea what's coming towards your ass.
There could be a booger. You don't want a booger on in your.
You don't want a bunch of discarded dicks from the big ass, the Greyhound. Is that it? We good?
We're good. I think that covers all the bases.
We pissed off some moms tonight.
Can we start this podcast over?
We pissed off Sam here.
Let's talk some evil
My
taco.
mom's super mad because you were picking on Sam too. She's like, it makes me angry.
I like being called by his first name. You're picking on my Sam.
I refer to him in my journal as friend Sam.
First of all,
He's
moms,
not your friend.
just to cover it,
could
moms
be.
love me,
No, he won't.
and I love them.
Yeah,
As soon as he meets me, he'll be all like, dude, you're amazing.
Okay. You're the girl that crochets sexual body parts. You're
crochet all
delightfully
kinds of
quirky. You're okay. You're wonderful, and I love you, and Luke loves you. But
And
fuck
Sam
Sam.
would love you too. He
Fuck
would.
Sam will love me
you.
too.
He
No,
would.
he won't.
Yes,
Yes, he
would,
will,
Vinny.
because I'm fantastic.
No, what is
That's
wrong
a
with
really
you
rude
people?
thing to say.
He's going to leave you frustrated and disappointed. He's a
not
bad
real.
person.
How do you know?
He's-
Do you know
he's a
him
nice person.
personally?
He's not.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
do you
Sam.
know?
Yeah, me and Sam go way back.
That's what I
How do you
No, you
thought.
don't.
know? God, Sam Heughan, I'm going to go fight him. You tell his agent. I'm going to go when he's out there running around in his short medieval pants. I'm going to fight him for you. Please get out of my friend Tracy's head. She's gone full goof ass over
He's
you.
gonna give him a kickflip right out of his moccasins.
All right, Brandon, we got a couple minutes left on the show. Let's talk about evil tacos. What is
Talk
evil
about some
tacos?
evil tacos.
Let's do it.
I like evil tacos.
Evil tacos.
I need you guys to make some evil tacos, and maybe these two as well. So that would be
Well, the Big and Funky Crew will be in full effect. So
yes. I've always wanted to make an actual movie. I've done about 1,000 TV shows. It's
You
all like
have?
a natural progression. Actually, I've done some movies, documentaries. I guess you can call them movies, but I love horror movies. I love terrible horror movies. I love B horror movies. I like disgusting things that push the limits and make people ask themselves these days, like, is that can we even do that? Like, yes, we can and will. So yeah, just I don't know how much to give out. I don't want Brittany down here to.
All right. Well, I don't want to offend Brittany's mom or Tracy's mom or all the
Oh,
other
my mom
mothers.
turned
out
us
there.
off.
I know.
My mom's
Uh,
banned from this.
All right.
We'll never
so
see it.
This opening scene is somebody we know's mom is at the Greyhound bus station at about 3 in the morning. And she's looking for her cell phone, and in a trash can, there's a giant trash bag, clear trash bag of discarded penises. And this woman pulls down her panties, looks around both ways, because she's a lady, right?
Of real ones or plastic?
Real ones, honey. What other?
What?
My dad's ball is in there.
Who's going to throw away plastic dildos in a bag?
Literally anybody over, like, real ones, yeah. Anybody.
Wait,
Have you
real
ever been
ones?
to the Knox-
Are
have
you
you ever
talking like severed male members?
Yes, that's
Or
what
like-
that
About? Have you
plastic
ever
What's
been?
wrong with you?
Have you
Like-
never been to the bus station in Knoxville?
Wait, you mean like dildos or
No.
like actually removed from a person?
Oh my
Discarded
God.
penises.
What are you, Jeffrey Dahmer? Like, what?
I don't do it.
How much is that going to cost in props?
Obviously, you've done it because you know about it.
Well, in the movie, it'll be fake because we're not going to pay for people's discarded penises.
Oh, we're
I'm
going to eat
talking
some
about
dongs,
this is
though. We're going to have
based-
some dead dongs that we're going to eat.
Did we lose Brittany?
She was like, "Yeah, fuck this."
Is it me?
No, it was me.
That's fine if it's me.
There was a lot of heat on the mothers tonight. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. But
Hi, Mom.
is she back?
I don't
Let's
know.
see what happens. What happened?
I don't know. My phone just went to the home screen for no reason. So
Maybe your phone is saved, and it was like the Jesus inside of the electronics. It's like, no, ma'am.
it's like, turn this shit off.
That's right. But no, the penises.
The background picture on her phone is the Lord, so it's just like had to flash to the Lord.
Sam Heughan as the Lord.
And no, it's lily white, just blonde hair, blue eyed, the Lord.
So in Evil Tacos, the first scene is based on a woman finding a bag of real penises, but we will not put real penises in a trash bag. It will be fake.
Hot
You can
dogs.
crochet them.
That's still going to cost a lot of money.
Honey, Brandon Bishop is Mr. Big Bucks.
Of course, yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen how
Maybe we can find something on that bulk purchasing app.
have you seen how pampered his cat is?
Yeah, have you seen this fat ass cat?
Where?
She's not
fat.
I don't see the cat.
She's
Where
right
is
there.
it?
She can hear you. Like,
Let me talk about that cat's mother for a minute. You should see what she was doing to two homeless dudes at the bowling alley.
she was a piece of shit. She just threw her out under a car in a storm. I was like, okay, I'll take it.
Hey, I can relate to that story.
Yeah.
Now, Audrey Roden is here, and she's hot as hell, and she's a mother. Are you a mother, Audrey? We'll see the answer.
My favorite name, by the way.
Audrey?
Oh, yes. It's
This girl's a cutie.
most of my passwords.
Really?
And
Now,
other
I remember your a couple of your websites there, pal. All right, so we've gone on long enough, and we've offended Tracy's mom. And it's a good thing we got her to sign the release because she's going to be in the movie, and I love her. Tell her I love her. She knows we got that energy, man. She knows we got that energy. Hey, man, if I was single and there was about 20 years difference, I'd be doing this. Let me just say, you'd be calling me dad, and I'd be doing this podcast over there from the Maryville Towers, from that high rise over there downtown.
In her deluxe apartment in the sky.
You know how much we love her, baby.
You tell your mom to get back and watch it. So, Brittany, do you see what we do when we're talking about how hot your mom is? It's not really. It has nothing to do with that.
I'm not really offended.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, but your mom is fucking hot. I mean, if she's out there, check out the mothership. Okay.
She's not.
All right, let's end this thing before I get in a fist fight with a bunch of people. So,
a bunch of women. Yes.
Oh, yeah, the hooligans will come after you.
Yeah, those
you ladies.
You threatened our Sam.
No, Brandon, hold on.
The Hooligans.
Brandon, pitch. You're the guest tonight. You and the bag of penises. So pitch what you got, baby.
We're going to make a movie next year called Evil Tacos. Go to Asai TV. You can get it on Roku, Amazon Fire, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, AsaiTV.com. Also listen to the Brandon Bishop podcast whenever the hell I feel like doing one, and watch Wrestling with Ghosts because there's new stuff coming.
Hey, how do you spell Asai TV?
Shit.
ASYT.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Is there two T's? No, ASYT.
ASYTT.
All right, Brandon.
Doing this, I don't know.
Now she's just trying to send messages to Sam Hill.
I was sending hearts of support.
Oh,
she's putting her binoculars on at the seated Greyhound bus station. She's trying to see that trash bag sticking out the top.
This podcast is shit.
Yes, it is.
Right,
this is the worst one ever.
Turn it off. Sucks.